Welcome to Life After Work. I'm Solomon. I decided to make another video before Christmas. Okay, what happened here was that evidently the microphone on my camera just quit working. Don't know why. And I've had some issues with it fading in and fading out. So it looks like for 2017 I'm going to get a new microphone. A pistol mic, hopefully. So what I was showing you here was that now that we've got the model back out, I've got some nice cutters to cut my etch brass loose from their sprues, or whatever you want to call those. And I'm going to sit here, probably cut some of this out. Don't need it all, but the fact is I was trying to loosen this up so I could fit it to the model. Now, I have that piece of glass. I'm working off that piece of glass. I have to remove that center piece, and I'm using my heavier duty X-Acto blades. And the truth is, use whatever you have. But the main thing is to be very careful. And if you have any little pieces left that need to come off, get your files out and have at it. So anyway, what we're doing now is just separating a couple of the pieces off the forecastle. And I do have these little scissors that I bought just specifically for etch brass, and I think that's going to be a good thing in the long run. They really work well, actually. And even if I use my X-Acto knife to cut the pieces loose, these scissors really help trim up the etch brass. So here we go, about to get everything separated the way I want to. And what we probably need to talk about, either in this video, maybe the next one, this one's running a little bit long, is the glues that I use and the choices I've made for the various applications. And obviously, not every glue will work perfectly in every situation, so we'll give that one a shot for the next video. But I'm pretty happy right now with the direction I'm going. So there we go. We now have the two major pieces for the forecastle put together. Now they're not glued or anything. I'll put them on the ship later, but they fit up very nicely. Now there's the forecastle. That's the piece that I have taken all of the anchor chain off of. I'm adding pieces underneath it that will be my hawse pipes for the anchor chains and the bow chain. And when I put that on the ship, I'll add these etched brass pieces to it, and that'll give a lot more detail. Okay, I've turned this around to the New Jersey as it was when I left. And basically what you're seeing, I've got it, I haven't totally put together the base for it. I'm not going to use that base in the final model, but I'm going to use it to sort of sit here and hold it while I'm working on it. But let's put that forecastle back on and see what it's going to look like. As I said, I've got two pieces, two of these tabs. There's a little tab here and a little tab here. Those were the markers for the holdbacks. There was holdback here, here, one here, and one here. Well, they had it in chain. Well, that's incorrect. The New Jersey didn't have chain holdbacks on their anchor. when you pull the anchor up, you have to secure it and take it off of the anchor windlass, so there's no strain on your anchor windlass and no chance that it's going to turn loose by accident. Well, what they actually have look or appear to be huge barrel swivels with gigantic pelican hooks holding it. Well, these positions here would be where the pelican hooks would be. So I'm not sure I'm going to resolve that part of it yet. But let's put this back in the model. There. And put on our etched brass. And quite frankly, these are very difficult to... I should get that razor blade out that I'm supposed to be using. Put that in. That's going to fit like that. This other piece will go in like this. And it's going to give a tremendous amount of texture. I don't know if we'll be able to see that texture on the video. Yeah, I think you'll be able to see some of it. Anyway, that's what you're going to see once it's all painted up. And literally starting back here is going to be the teak wood deck. So this will get a deck colored paint on it. And when I actually get everything on here, these openings right here are for the chocks, I believe. I'm not sure what's going to go there, but these will be for the chocks that I put on. And then some of these other holes will be where the antenna goes through that sits on the bow. So there's going to be a lot going on up here. Now I've still got to take this anchor chain off back here. But then when I put on that teak wood, it's going to look really good. But I'll drill holes here and here so that I can feed the chain down through it. And I've already drilled the holes up here for the anchor chain to come through, and I've drilled this bow hole through, as I've shown you before, so that, and let's see, I put that, you can see how that goes all the way through. So you'll be able to see clearly that this is going to be a functional forecastle if I choose to put this in a diorama. But it doesn't matter to me. It has to have the hole in the front, and I'll show you later what I'm going to do about the anchors, because the anchors that come with the kit I'm not crazy about. Let's take a quick break here from the model itself and let's get into some of my aftermarket purchases. There were several parts of this model that I didn't particularly like. I've mentioned previously I didn't particularly care for the screws. I wanted to find some brass screws. One of my subscribers gave me a link to a place that does scale model screws, but unfortunately they didn't have any 5-blade, I don't believe. I can't remember now, it's been a while since I looked, but none of them seem to be the right scale for this ship, which is unfortunate. If I had this whole thing to do over again, number one, I wouldn't buy Revell, Germany, New Jersey. I would buy the 1 to 200, not the 1 to 350. It's bigger, but there's a lot more nice aftermarket stuff you can get for it. But I have bought some things. I've already shown a few of them. For instance, from Veteran Models, I picked up some Tomahawk launchers. I've actually got 8 of them because that's how many go on the ship. These are in epoxy and have a lot more detail to them. The only difference is as I work on the epoxy version, I need to wear some kind of a modest face mask. I don't want to breathe this dust because epoxy is carcinogenic to humans. I also got a couple of these detailed Seahawk helicopters. And if you look at the ones in the model, they just don't have a fraction of the detail that these have. So I think that will enhance it quite a bit. And obviously, since this is an old version, it's old molds, there's not a lot of detail in it to begin with. So it's a good thing to get. I bought this little package from North Star Models, and what it has, it's got detailed doors and hatches that's even got the nuts and bolts on them. You look at what's on the model right now, they're not very good. Also, there's a little bit of etched brass that are the details for the doors that you can put on them. So this is going to be handy. Don't know that I'll use this on this model, but I got some etched brass cable reels that are very detailed. I really don't think I'll be using these on this model. Also, I have an assortment now of anchors, 4 different types of anchors in detail. Now these come with the anchors and the shanks that go on them. In the model, all you get are the 1 to 350 anchors cut off, so you just glue them to the side of the ship. I wanted operating articulated anchors. So this has several different sizes, several different types, and altogether I got 38 pieces, and it was like $5. So I'll use some of it on this model, some of it I'll use on other models, but this is gonna work well for me. I also decided, I got some of these. I know you don't know what they are yet. These are 1 to 350 scale, and they're tiny, I'm telling you. 1 to 350 scale people, crew members in working positions. Now they're going to have to be cut loose. I'm going to have to figure out how to paint them. But some people, some of these guys, and these are for the battleships. Some of them are actually holy stoning the decks. Some of them are standing around supervising like I used to do. So it'll be interesting to see how these work out for me. And I wanted to put figures in it, not necessarily at first, but if I choose to put it in a diorama, I wanted to have people. So I got 2 of them. I now have, gosh, I've got a whole deck crew here. I'm not sure of the quality yet because they're very tiny. I haven't taken them out. It's the first time I've actually taken these out of the box, but we'll see. So North Star, at least make sure that whatever you buy from them stays healthy all the way through shipping. This has a number on it, absolutely no information on the outside, so I don't even remember what I bought on this one. Some more crew members. So I've got plenty of crew members. If I put this in say a dry dock diorama, which is what I would like to do eventually, I can load up the deck and the well of the dry dock with plenty of people. So I've got all that to put on. And then you add to that, I haven't even started to use all of the etched brass that comes with the model. There's a lot of etched brass and etched steel that'll replace a tremendous amount of the styrene that was extruded onto the model. So I'll have to remove a lot of stuff. I've already removed the breakwater, and the breakwater looks like it's going to be quite extensive in etched brass. It's all up in here. And since I haven't fabricated any of this etched brass before, everything I do with it is going to be a new experience for me. That's why it's nice that I'm down here on the table. I've got a well-made bender. It's a lot like a finger brake that you'd use in a metal shop. I've used finger brakes off and on over the years, so that will not be a problem for me. And I'm about to get into the part of this model that's really going to be fun, finishing up that hull and main deck. There's a lot that goes on that, a tremendous amount. But again, like these little pieces that I cut off of that one piece, this is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more pieces that need to be cut free. And there's nothing, I mean, I have to go through the supplemental sheets on the directions to find out where these things go. And I have to hunt because it really isn't spelled out very clearly. It's just a picture. This isn't everything, but it does exemplify what I'm dealing with. This is what you get. It's numbers. It's color coding. For instance, up here at the top, you'll see on the forecastle it's got the purple pieces. Well, that simply says cut it off. That's all that means. If it's in purple, you cut it off. Then you have to look for numbers of what you put back in its place. And you have to go through the EB, and all of these little pieces of EB has a number beside it. Very tiny number. I did mention something about glasses, right? Well, I've got my magnifying glass, so I'll pull this around here, and it is conveniently located, so I can just hold it up and look for those numbers. But I've got to go through all of it to try to find the numbers. There's no real clear, easy way to find it, because it was simply added on to the existing instructions when they added on the teak decking and the EB to an old model. So there we go. But what's nice is I can get all this tedious stuff done down here on the low table without spreading it out up there with the model. And then I can take the pieces, like for instance the breakwater. I'll assemble that breakwater down here, then I'll take it over and set it on the ship. It's going to be that simple. So I'm loving my new layout here, and I just had to get in here and start doing something with it, holidays or not. But after I finish this work, after I got my Christmas train running, I found that I had time. There you go. Gonna throw this little video out just to show you that I've not been laying down on the job, and the USS New Jersey is back on the table, and I'm still enjoying Christmas. What can I say? I just know that I love coming out here in the STP Model Shop. I love sitting around here thinking about things to do, and I enjoy reading all of the comments on my videos, and I've been watching and catching up on all of your videos.